Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we're doing something fun. We got rune dice. So it's very exciting. I'm very excited to use the rune dice. So, did I just knock everything? Oh well, anyway. Yeah, now I did. No, you didn't, but now you did. Okay, so we're going to be using rune dice to explore 4 different situations that you may be having. I was trying to think of a way to represent 4 diverse situations that you may be having that we can do rune dice for. Rune dice is going to be like a scattercast, except it's going to be really dice that are made with runes on them, and just do instead of with the, and then we can just, it's awesome. I'm excited. So feel into these 4 extremely diverse animals. And see which one of them feels like it represents the problem, question, or concern that you are currently having. We have a giant anteater, we have an alligator, we have a spotted hyena, and we have a yak. So feel into them, which one of them is sort of representative of the problem, question, or concern that you are having. And I'm going to put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you at the reading. Bye! Hello, giant anteater people. So I'm going to move the giant anteater over here, and it can oversee the casting of the rune dice. This is really exciting. It's really exciting. It's 6 dice, and between them they have the full Elder Futhark on them with some blank runes. So I'm going to treat this like a scattercast, where I'm going to cast it, and I'm going to remove the blank runes because those are basically going to be the ones that turned upside down in as far as where a scattercast is, and we're going to read the runes where they fall. So let's see what your problem, question, or concern is about. Okay, cool. Let's see what we get. So I removed these 2. That's like a whole 8. each color represents an 8. So one of the groups of runes. So that's interesting. So just move you a little bit further over, anteater. So your central issue is going to be sort of like here, and it's going to be between all of these. So let's go from the beginning, from the furthest back situation. You've actually been having a connection with chaos. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of chaos, the hailstorm, the uncontrolled uncontrollables. But this has actually been helping you quite a lot. You've been helped by this. You've been helped by your being able to access natural energies, natural forces, just sort of being one with, sort of being at ease with and at one with the nature and the way that nature is working. So this has actually been helping you quite a lot. Unfortunately, about a little ways after that was happening, you started to question your worth. We have Fehu reversed. Fehu's wealth and worth. It's cattle, so it has to do with wealth and worth, but it is reversed and it's on the lower line. So actually, I'm going to read this a couple ways. One, you may have been having trouble with overconfidence that may have dragged you down, or you may have had a situation where you suddenly found yourself doubting your confidence. So, and also maybe you were suddenly made to feel, or maybe you suddenly felt that you didn't have the worth that you hoped that you had, that you thought you had when you were doing this. So you're sort of in this weird space at this point where you're kind of like, I know that this helps me, and I know that when I connect with this has been really helpful, but right now I'm sort of questioning that. I mean, I feel like I may have been overconfident. Something has made me question my worth, and maybe question my confidence in this. So something is going to happen. Basically, you're in this situation now where you're like, and what it's saying is, what's really not going to help is don't stop what you were doing before. There's even a Fraggle song about that. When things are weird and not going well, and you're not feeling good, just go back to doing what you were doing before when things were good. So you're questioning this right now, but maybe you didn't need to question it. Maybe this was actually helping you quite a lot, and and it was keeping you harmonized with nature and things. So the worst thing you can do right now is to end that. We have Raido, which is the rune of riding, which is the journey rune. And it says don't end that, basically. It's like, that's really not going to help you. Do not end what you were doing before, which basically the opposite of is go back to doing what you were doing before. And when you do that, it won't be immediately back to what it was when you felt really, really in harmony with things, but it will be, you'll feel a lot more that you're able to support yourself, that you're able to stand up for yourself, that you're able to, stand on your own and say, no, you know what, I know what works for me. It works for me. So I'm going to basically start taking steps to go back to doing that, to try to get reharmonized with natural forces and natural energies. And this could even just be your natural forces and natural energies. This could be just something that is you. So you won't be back there immediately. You're going to have to sort of recalibrate to the vibe of the of harmonizing with the natural forces, natural energies, and your natural forces, natural energies. But you're going to be more confident going back into it. You're going to be able to be saying, no, you know what, I went through this sort of dark night of the soul where I was like, but what if it's not the right thing to do? And you know what the right thing is to do, because when you were here, when you were very much in tune with nature and your own nature, you were feeling a lot better about things. And ever since you started to doubt and sort of question that, things have just not gone well for you, and ending it is the worst thing you could possibly do. So just basically say, you know what, I've examined this, and that's important. As a caring and empathic person, it's important to, when something comes up, to actually investigate it, to actually question one's self from time to time and say, but is it okay that I'm doing this? And it looks like, at least as far as being in tune with your own nature, that was the right thing ultimately. So you are going to be able to take steps. You're going to be a little more cautious, but you are going to be able to support yourself in this. You are going to be able to protect yourself in this, and you're going to be able to stand up and say, no, I know what I need, and I'm going to move forward that way. And that, Anteater people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, alligator people. So we're going to move the alligator over here. Misty's going to sit like this because he's long, and or she. The alligator is long. Look, even the mouth opens and closes. It's really cool. Anyway, so I'm going to put the alligator over here, and I'm going to take the rune dice. It's rune dice. How cool is this? So in all these dice is the complete Elder Futhark with a few blank sides. So I'm going to do this the same way I do scattercasting, where I'm going to cast it, and I'm going to remove the ones that are showing blanks, because I'm going to consider that to be the upside down runes that did not have the face up, and then we're going to read from there. So we're looking to read the problem, question, or concern that's represented by this alligator here. So here we go. Oh, cool. Okay, so we have two that came out with blanks up. And we're going to turn the other ones the way that they want to be. Okay, interesting. So our central issue is sort of more or less here. Torn by these two. Not torn by, but sort of torn by, because this is what's helping you and this is what isn't. So what led up to this is something came up a little ways ago, like a while ago. This is Yera, it's the rune of harvest and also time, but I'm seeing this as something that you know that this is something that you planted. Like, this is something that came up that's sort of like, well, this is my fault. I know that I had a big part in making this come up. And it's the sort of thing, like, it came up and it was sort of like a reckoning where, you know, you had been doing this all this time and you knew that it was going to lead to this, and it actually did. So, and it's in the lower line, so it's what didn't help you, and it's like, this happened, this came up, the fruits of your labors, only in a negative way. And then you're in a situation of, man, so now you're dealing with that. and you know that you've gone along for a while where it was kind of, this has sort of been dragging you down. Now you're in a situation where you're worried about your energy levels. We have Sovila, which is the Sun Rune, and it has to do with your source energy, and you're sort of questioning that. You're maybe you're feeling a little burned out, or maybe you're feeling like, how am I going to be able to reclaim my energy levels? Maybe you put a lot of energy into this thing that went horribly, horribly wrong and landed in your face. So here you are, almost here, where you're going, I need to get my energy back. You're worried about energy levels. You're worried about burnout, that you've been burned out, and you're sort of even doubting the energy that you were getting, that you thought was your source energy. So what's going to help here? We have Hagalaz reversed. Hagalaz is the rune of the fire, and it has to do with, well, when it's upright, it has to do with things that start small, like a spark, and then expand outward into like a blaze. But in this case, it's reversed. It's on the helping line, so it's basically, you want to focus. You're going to want to return your focus on, and I'm going to read ahead a bit, on what you want around you as your home. Your sort of your comfort area, what you need around you to feel more secure. So that's your focus you're moving towards. What the runes are saying is that you will get there, but you do have to turn your focus on it because it wasn't before. So you want to actually really work on getting that focus on your home. You know, it's not going to be right away. It's going to be a few steps from now. You're going to be having to keep that focus on where you want to go. But ultimately you will get there where you do feel more at home, more comforted, more secure, and just really where you feel like you want to be, where you feel that you can be yourself. So that, alligator people, is your reading with the Rune dice. And I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, spotted hyena people. So I'm going to move the spotted hyena over here, and we're going to take the rune dice in hand. I'm going to do this as I would do a normal scattercast. On these dice are all of the runes of the Elder Futhark and some blank runes. So I'm going to cast these like I would cast a scattercast with regular runes. Any of the runes that come up with a blank on top, that gets removed. And we're going to see what we have left, and we're going to read that. So what is your problem, question, or concern, hyena people? Let's sing it into the runes and find out. Wow, only one to take away, and they really spread wide. So let's see what the situation is. Clearly this is the central issue. You're not feeling as strong as you would like. We have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. Can you even see that top one? Oh my gosh, it's way up here, so I'm just gonna nudge it down. So central issue is we have Uruz reversed. You're not feeling as strong or as healthy as you would like to. You are sort of trying to focus on your inner strength, which is also inherent in Uruz. So Uruz is the wild ox. It has to do with strength and health, inherent strength and health, but it is reversed and it's on the central issue. So you're sort of focused on, I'm not feeling as strong as I'd like to, I'm not feeling as healthy as I'd like to, and my concerns are about not being healthy and not being strong. So what led up to this? We have, a while ago, there was a feeling like either humanity, you felt like humanity turned away from you, or you turned away from humanity. You basically said, you know what, the din of humanity is not for me. I am going to do my own thing. I'm going to stand on my own. And this is pretty much on the path line. So it's basically, you know, I want to do things for myself. I don't want to have other people telling me what's right for me, because I know what's right for me, and it's not what everybody else is telling me. Nobody knows what I need but me. So that was a step that you took, and that's something that, you know, you got to do. Sometimes you just have to say, you know what, I know what I need. And so when you did that, you were did pretty well. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. It's the rune of chaos, but also sort of getting in tune with natural forces, natural energies, and your natural energies and your natural nature. And this is what helped you. This, you know, when you made this decision and turned away, this is what helped you. You basically got really in touch with your nature, and you said, okay, this is great. So you basically, this was helping you, and you just basically listened to your nature and let that carry you forward, and that was great. Now, though, you're in a situation where you feel like maybe you've plateaued, and you're like, I could be stronger, I could be healthier, I could be more. And, you know, I know there's more inside that I have. And what is going to help you with that is, and it's going to help you more than like anything, is that you are going to suddenly have a surprise that something is going to come up that is going to surprise you. It's going to be something that's going to feel like, it's going to feel so profound that it's going to be like fate. This is going to be something that definitely needed to happen in your life, and this will unlock the things that you feel you maybe that were still locked up in you that you had to get at. And it's something you never would have seen coming. It's something that was always there, but it's something that you never would have seen coming. And so it's finally going to reveal itself, and it's going to help you more than anything ever. Like, it's going to be, what was my life like before I had this realization, like before this got revealed to me? And that's really cool. And what this will lead to is you're going to continue working on your inner strength, your developing your strength and health and your inner strength with your nature and just being in tune to that. But you're going to incorporate also this extra thing that came in that you're going to realize not long from now. Like, literally, like maybe you're going to stop watching this video and have this realization. So it's going to be like, it's like right up against it. And it's going to help you so much in your life, just this thing that you're going to realize. And it's very exciting. And ultimately, what it will lead you to is, we have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. It has to do with exchange. It has to do with decisions, agreements, and goals. It's not on the path line, but it's not as high up as the other things as the other things. So I'm sort of going to read this as, this is something that you had hoped for and that you are going to reach, and this is going to help you a lot. So you sort of had hoped for all this, and it's sort of like an integration of, you know, this idea that you had, you have access to your nature and your source energy, but not source energy. So Velo's not here, but your natural energies. And then with this revelation that you're going to have, you integrate both of these, and they basically will inform each other. And it's going to help you so much in terms of, you're going to feel a sense of completion, you're going to feel a sense of closure, but also it's like, okay, I achieved this, and now I can move forward from there. So that looks really good, hyena people. Good luck with that. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, yak people. So the yak is really big. I wanted to have the most diverse set of animals to choose from for this, so I had animals that were smaller, but they like, oh, I can't use that one because it's from the same place as the alligator, or I can't use that one because it's from the same place as the hyena. It's like, all right, we're going with the yak. The yak is also diverse, so let's just put the yak over here, and we're going to get the rune dice. Look at this, isn't this cool? So on these runes are every rune on these dice are every rune in the Elder Futhark, and I'm going to cast these like scattercasting with when I do scattercasting with normal runes, regular runes, and so there's blanks on them, and I'm gonna, if blanks come up, then I'm going to consider that as upside down and face down, and I'm going to remove them, and I'm going to read what's left. So here we go. What is the problem or concern that the yak people have currently? Ooh, okay, so 2 went upside down. Neat. And let's turn the other ones. Which way does that want to go? Like that way, this way, this way. Okay. So central issue is more or less here. It's between this and this. So you're sort of torn between this and this, but we're going to get to that. You had a situation where, I'm going to read this a couple of ways. We have Vunyo reversed. So Vunyo is the joy rune. It is reversed and it's on the upper line, which is helping you. So being aware of what was making you unhappy was helping you. You were actually able to see what was making you unhappy and go, that's exactly what I don't want in my life, and I'm going to remove that. At the same time, it helped you get in contact with your deepest inner joy, because this is the joy rune. So that's where you're sort of coming from. However, when you started to try to really wrestle things to the point where you're trying to change yourself. You're like trying to change things that are essential about yourself. It's almost like there were things that were part of your deep inner joy that while you were throwing out the other things, you said, you know what, I don't want that to be part of my inner joy. And you tried to throw that out as well, and things started to get crazy. So like what is making you not happy helping you, when things got crazy, that actually started to help you as well. You were like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I shouldn't perhaps have thrown out one of those things. Sorry, this is Ingva's rune of active creation. It's Ing's rune, who's another name for Frey. Frey's the fertility god, so active creation in the lower line. So it's like trying to make something be something that it's really not supposed to be, I think, in this particular case. So you suddenly noticed that things were just like, around you. And you're like, I think I did something that perhaps I shouldn't have. So what will help is getting in touch with that. So acknowledging that whatever it was that you changed has made things go a little bit crazy. At the same time, get in touch with your natural, like with your inner nature, with your deepest nature. Just like you got in touch with your deepest joy. Part of getting in touch with your deepest joy and what brings you joy is accepting that, even if what brings you joy is something that maybe you've been told you shouldn't like, or maybe you've been told that, or maybe you feel like you shouldn't. Don't let the shoulds and shouldn'ts like mess with your deep inner self, because you are, you have your essence, and you want to honor that. And so getting in touch with your natural state, like your natural nature, is what's going to help you restore your sense of deep inner joy, because you have to accept all of that. You have to accept it. It's you. So Hagalaz, which is nature, which is the hailstorm. So even though we don't like the hailstorm, it's nature, and it's part of nature. What doesn't help is we have Avaz. Avaz is the horse rune. Now the horse has to do with movement, but also spirit. So in the lower line, this is what isn't helping you. Going against your spirit is not going to help. And that's basically what happened with this, where you're trying to shape who you actually are, whereas you already are who you are. And it's not that you can't change, but you need to honor who you are instead of just discarding it. So try not to turn away from your spirit. Like let your spirit guide you, and actually bring yourself back up into your true nature and honor that, as well as honoring what brings you the deepest inner joy. And that, yak people, is your reading. So I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.